My name's Shetty, and I have the honor to be with Kailash Satyarthi, who has dedicated his whole life to saving children from child labor and child trafficking, now over 88,000 children, and was recognized as the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize winner.
My purpose is simple and clear, that every child should be free to be a child. Free to laugh, free to cry, free to do everything which I or you did in your life.
My purpose, quite simply, is to make wisdom go viral, so that everyone has the opportunity to find their passion and live their purpose and use it to serve others and serve humanity.
Passion is an emotional desire or drive for someone or for something.
My definition of passion is what brings you alive. And usually we find it practically between what we're good at and what we love. When those two things come together, that's where we find our passion.
Freedom is the gift of God. But for me, freedom means joy, freedom means truth, freedom means happiness.
I don't think anyone understands freedom better than Kailash, so I'm going to let him have that one. I'm not even going to try it. I'd be doing something like this. I'd love to be sitting right in front of a camera and be able to share a message with anyone who was watching at the time. So I would want the last words that came from my mouth to be meaningful. I'd like the last thoughts in my mind to be service. And I'd like the last feelings in my heart to be compassion, empathy, and love.
I am holding his hand. My wife Sumedha is sitting here. I'll go and hug everyone. But if I go back India and I'm given only 1 hour, then I will immediately jump to rescue at least one child from slavery. At least one child could be restored with his or her childhood. So I start with hearing the voice of my heart and consider that mind will follow me. If mind will start following me, then others will follow my mind and me both.
If an intention of my decision is envy or greed or ego, that's when I feel I'm making the wrong decision. And when a decision or an intention behind a decision is based on love or compassion or empathy or collaboration, that's when I feel I'm making the right decision. I believe we've created a definition of success that was about gaining, getting, and about rising up the ladder. And our definition of success became about wanting things. And so that switch really happens when we switch away from a desire for material success to deeper forms of service. I often say that you become successful by what you get, but you become happy by what you give.
We have made enormous progress in society, in life, lots of advancement in technology, in knowledge. But now this is the time to think about simplicity of life, caring for each other, as I said. Forgiveness is the key thing which we can learn from our children. And more importantly, we should not stop thinking that we know enough. We never know enough. If we remain children, I think the world would be much more beautiful.
So Kailash, it's always an honor speaking with you, and I'm really grateful that I got to spend time with you this week. And I was fortunate enough the other day to see the premiere of this movie that just came out yesterday. It's called The Price of Free. And when I went to see it with some of my friends, all of us by the end of it were in tears. It's such a moving piece about child trafficking and child labor. But often I find that a lot of us, when we see these movies, we actually feel helpless. But this one did something totally different to us. It really made me feel hopeful that we were able to make a step forward, that we are going to make a change. And the best part I loved about it is that we're not only hopeful in you and your team, but we're hopeful because we can actually be a part of that change.
So many people think that slavery has been abolished 100 years ago, but it is not true. The reality is that millions and millions of our children are trapped into slavery. The movie will give you the inspiration. How can you be the partner in change, and how you can ensure that in your lifetime you will see the end of this scourge from the face of humankind, the scourge of child slavery.